Hey, it's me again, Naomi, with the National African American Parent Union. How are you? It's been quite a while, I know. My mother passed away and I've been quite busy, along with some of the things I've been doing with the union. I thought I would let you know where we are. With our Black Healthy Community Initiative, we have given a set of demands to the police department lieu of the shootings that's been going on back to back against black young men. The 77 Police Department in the Gang Task Force Division, we're working together with Officer Commander, as a matter of fact, Scott. Commander William Scott has undoubtedly been very, very open to what we are asking. We want real talk in the African American community about the behavior of the police and the police department in our community. His response was, we can do that. We've been working together, basically, to make this happen. We call these meetings real talk. One of our demands, and the one that really struck his eye, was simply making sure that the officers that work in that community are the ones that the community were able to address. We didn't want to hear from no officers that set up basketball teams or football teams or little league teams with the children. We wanted to talk to real officers who are on the ground dealing with and or shooting our people. It ended up going well. Even though the community in South Central LA, where where the union is right now, is not involved in the shootings. It's still the 77 Police Department, and we didn't care where it was happening at. It was happening to blacks. So our meetings was based on prejudice, racism, and discrimination. And we wanted to know why this is happening in our communities and how in the hell we're going to stop it. The thing that made us unique was that we were going to allow the officers opportunity to address the community as well on the same issues: prejudice, racism, and discrimination. And they did. They wanted to know why the community, the black community, hate them so much. What is it that we have against them? And we wanted to know the exact same thing. So it was on and cracking on February the 5th, 2015. When we went into that room and we sat down and all of the parents and police officers were able to sit down and talk, it got real quick. Now, first of all, everybody came in because they were afraid. Oh, they're so nice. The police do their job, yada, yada, yada. When it was my turn to talk, I got up and explained to them why I dislike you. One of the reasons is I was sitting on my porch at a younger age with a friend of mine who was called by the police officers. He kept declaring, I haven't done nothing. I've been sitting here all day. Oh, there's not a problem, they said. And they took him in the backseat of their car. Didn't handcuff him or nothing. Said, we want to talk to you. And the next day he was found in an alley, shot in the back of the head and handcuffs. So we wanted to lay out, this is a long-term abuse situation, not something that's just happening. So one lady stood up. She said, look, I was raped in the backseat of your car. One of the officers raped me and the other got out the car and looked out. When I told the officer in the car that I was just harassed by the officer, when I told the officer on the outside of the car that I was just harassed by the officer in the officer outside the car told me to get out of his face or he would beat the piss out of me. This young lady declared, for 11 years, I have been terrified of the police officers. I don't trust them, and I have all against them. The officers were amazed, especially the commanders, the one that's really not out there seeing this kind of behavior happening by maybe 10% of the police department, mostly the ones in the black community. So he was stung. Her question was to him was, if you were the officer in the car that was doing the crime, partner, what would you have done? This commander looked over at his other officers and waited a few seconds and just came out and said, I would have told on him. I've been working 25 years. I have kids. I have a family. I let my partner know who I am. I'm not about to fall for somebody else and ruin everything I work for. If you stupid enough to get out in there, get yourself caught up like that, then you fall, and you're going to fall by yourself. You're not going to take me down, and I would have told. The rest of the officers sit and look like, wow, that was a commander that said that. So one of the officers got up, and we asked him, why is it that you all come on the street shooting everybody and don't ask no questions or nothing like that? They try to explain to us how people move and we got to shoot it. And oh yeah, just blacks? Really? Just blacks? So our thing was, is it perception or racism? So I asked him, is that a perception? I understand that, okay, your perception is that they're moving and you have to do something to get them down before they hurt somebody else. So your thing is to shoot them in the biggest part of their body. That's what you just demonstrated. One of the officers had just demonstrated that. My thing was, is that just blacks? Because I've seen whites tackled to the ground, holding guns on officers. You're shooting people with no weapons. I saw a white woman wielding a knife at an officer and was attacked and tackled to the ground. You shot a 12-year-old boy who had a fake gun. So is it just blacks that you gotta get before they move? Is that perception or racism? One of the other commanders jumped up and said, I'm gonna tell you the truth. We're scared when we get out on that street. We're straight out scared. They teach us in our training that they're going to try to kill us when we get out there. They're after our lives. They don't respect us. They don't respect our uniform. They don't like us because we're white. And they don't like some of us because we're Spanish. They don't like some of us because we're black for whatever reasons. They don't like the police officers. And their mindset is to kill, kill, kill. He said, so when I got out there, I had a light in one hand, a flashlight in one hand, and a gun in the other one. And I just kept going, who's there? Who's there? Who is that? Who is that? Who are you? And I'm so scared. You tell me how that's going to turn out. Well, I don't have to tell him how that's going to turn out because we all know you're going to end up with a lot of black young people shot dead because you're scared. So our bottom line is, now that we know why you're scared, now we know who to go to. You're scared because you're being trained to be afraid, and are trained that you're going into a war zone when you go into the black communities, and you're going into a war as far as you're concerned, and you're shooting to kill because you're afraid you're going to be shot and killed, and all of this is not true. Nobody is not trying to shoot and kill you in our communities. So we have two totally different perspectives of what's going on. The officers were able to come back and say, we're not the father of your children. We're trained to protect the community. We're trained to take care of crime, to take care of criminals, to deal with that. Yet you guys want us to come in the community and teach the children and do the job of the men that are not in the community. Our thing was they're not in the community because you put them in prison. Because you were afraid. That was our last meeting. Our next meeting is at Praise Sanctuary on 108th in Vermont, on Vermont Avenue in LA. 108th on Vermont Avenue in LA. Address 10807, April 2nd. First Thursday of the month. Our meetings are always the first Thursday of the month. If you are interested in coming to any of our meetings, please do. We need men. The men refused to come. Their response was, I will not be profiled. Well, the women was afraid to come too. And they didn't want to be profiled either. Yet they showed up anyway. You men have got to stop hiding behind the skirts of the women and grow a pair. Get your behinds out there and be men. You will not have to run to white women and other women because you have black sisters that disrespect you, because what you want to do is hide behind their skirts in your community. Stand up. Too many men died for your right to stand. Be a man. The National African American Community, the National African American Parent Union, is paving the way for all of us, especially our sons. Last week I talked to the women. This week I'm talking to you. Get it together. Contact me at NAAPARETUNION@AOL.com. That's NAA Parent Union @AOL.com. Or call 323-696-9406. We need to see you at that meeting on April the 2nd. All of you. It doesn't make a difference what part of LA you come from. All of you show up at Praise Sanctuary Church, 10807 on the corner of 108th in Vermont. Contact me. I'm not asking you to come. I'm telling you, we need you to come. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.